Okay, I'm up on the Kendall's roof and I got an idea. It might be a terrible one on how to get rid of this big, huge decline. There's a giant kind of a hump. It almost looks like a hump from the ground, but it's pretty flush with this side. And then it kind of, and it dips down and is fairly flat down that way. But it looks like a big, huge dip right there. So I've marked out 16 feet with my tape, starting here at this red line. I'm gonna put it on there, see what we can see there. Okay, see there's this red line right here. There's two red lines right there. That marks the 2x4 wall that's inside in the framing underneath there. I want to cut this plywood right here on the right side red line. Cut it out. Cut out 24 inches of it to the first next rafter, which is right here, wherever that is, where the row of nails is. So we'll remove this strip right here. We'll use that as furring. This is a little silly here. We're going to get new plywood to go over the top, and the new plywood is going to land right in this same spot, exactly right here. I'm touching where the new plywood is going to be touching. There'll be a butt right here, a butt joint. We don't like butt joints to be in a continuous seam, but we're going to do it here. So a continuous seam here, new plywood butting into where we cut out and removed here, and then that new plywood is going to lift and go over this existing plywood starting at this first rafter. And then you'll put furring strips on each rafter to lift it. It's about an inch high right on this one right here, and then it tapers back down so that it's lower. So it'll go in, it'll automatically lift up 11/15 here by this first one. You'll go up to here about almost an inch here, so maybe 2 layers of furring strips, and then go back down to 1, and then over here at the 16-foot mark, do the same thing. Cut out this piece of plywood right here, and so our plywood will dive back in and land right there with one continuous stream top to bottom here. We'll have to put some like Vicor on that before you felt over it, just so that we don't like it, but it's got 2 layers. That's the reason why this is going to be okay. What we're looking at on this plywood here is the top layer of plywood. Below that, over on that section of the house, is tongue and groove, you know what I'm talking, shiplap. And over here, this is I think a 3/8 inch and a 1/2 inch. So it's 2 layers of plywood. That's why it's going to be okay to do what I'm saying to do. Otherwise, we would not want to do it. So it's about 15 inches or 15 feet from top to bottom. So we'll have to get 4 pieces of plywood going up and 2 pieces of plywood going over. I'd say we could just use 7/16 OSB. It's the cheapest one. You'll be using this CDX as furring strips on each rafter to try to make it as level as possible. Then you'll just nail that OSB down on top, and it should take that hideous bump. It looks like there's a huge bump that dives down right here. It should level that sucker out over 16 feet and then go away.